Hey everybody, welcome to the Thumb. Pretty chilly today. I think it got down to like -5 last night. It's kind of windy today, so it's very chilly today. But I wanted to kind of go back on some of the questions I had on some of the last videos on the central boiler, the Classic Edge. One guy asked me, I think his name was Jeremy, asked me if it stayed warmer inside my boiler house compared to the outside temperature. And yeah, the answer I gave him was, yeah, about 20 degrees difference compared to, from inside to outside. But I got my little laser thing out, and I think I'm gonna do some checking on, see where all that heat loss is coming from. And because I mean, obviously, if it's warmer inside the boiler house, it's getting that from somewhere. So I wanted to see where all that heat is coming from, and it'll be interesting. And then the other thing I want to do is just see how much the reaction chamber temperature, it's always shown on the Firestar. But I want to see what the difference is from the reaction chamber temperature to after it goes through that heat exchanger in the back, before it goes out the chimney. And I think I can do that. I think I can take that cover off the back of the chimney and just shine my temperature gauge inside there and just see. That's where I've always been curious, how much heat that thing actually recovers. So hang with me. This is going to be a pretty interesting one, I think. Some people who don't give two things about boilers probably won't find it interesting, but anybody with a boiler probably will. Anyway, yeah, hang with me and we'll see what we find. Yeah, according to this, it's like a -14. I don't know if that's because of the wind chill. -16. Let me check it over here. It says -22. I don't know. I don't really trust this thing on how accurate it is, but it got me thinking. I might. One of the last videos I did, somebody asked how warm it stays in here just from the ambient heat from the heat loss from the boiler. And it's always been, I got this thermometer here, and it's always been, usually it's about 20 degrees warmer than it is outside. So yeah, it's at the thermometer part, it's like 2.5 degrees. So it's 2.5 degrees in here. But I want to just check it up high. This is at a rafter up above here. It's 5 degrees up there. And right at the very top, the peak, yeah, it's showing like 4 degrees. So it's still pretty cold in here, but yeah, it's better than 20 below, or 20 degrees. In my wood pile, that's part of the reason I bring wood in like the night before. I just want to see. Yeah, it's like 5.5, about 5 degrees, 6 degrees. So it's that much warmer than it would be sitting outside in my wood pile. But I kind of wanted to see where my heat loss is. Let me just turn this camera around. First, I'm going to check it up on top. I don't know if you can see the little laser. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Yeah, it is 22 degrees up on top. So it's a little warmer there. Let's check it right here. There's no insulation on this. Yeah, that's like 60, pushing 60 degrees. Let me go right on the top here. Yeah, 61 degrees right up on the top of the, see, I don't know if that red dot will show up on the video or not, but yeah, around 60 degrees. So yeah, there's some heat loss there. Let's see, check right on the door here. 40 degrees, 44 it just said. Just kind of right on the side. Yeah, it's still 24. So the insulation is pretty good up there. Let's just check. I don't know if that, yeah, it shows about 60 degrees on that little vent there. I don't think I'll get a real good reading on the chimney. Yeah, it says 2021. Right by the, yeah, there's probably where most of our heat's coming from. I'll get around to this side. So this is obviously the chimney going up through the ceiling. But right here, see where that red dot is? It is 82, 85 degrees. Like I said, I don't really trust this completely. Actually, it was kind of pushing 90. Let me just check it. So that's probably, yeah, this is too shiny. It probably won't get a good, yeah, it says 51 on the outside of this, chimney, which is a double walled chimney, or I don't know what you call it, B-vent or whatever. This has, I think this has a little bit of insulation in it. Get down here where you can see it. Sorry about all the movement. This is the side of the back cover. That's like 50 degrees. Top side of it. Yeah, still around 50 degrees. So yeah, there's a lot of heat loss. And another thing I want to check is the heat loss in the ground. What I'm going to do is check the ins and the outs of you know, where it goes into the ground and out of the ground, going to the barn and to the house. So yeah, I'm going to set the camera up for this. Okay, so this has no insulation on it, and I've considered maybe gluing some insulation on that or taping it on or something just to give it some insulation. But these motors, the motors on these pumps get extremely hot. So I'm thinking if it lets a little heat off, I'm okay with that if it keeps burning up them motors. So anyway, so this is the pump that is going to the house. I'm actually going to write these numbers down somewhere. This will work. So this is the one going to the house. I'm going to get it close so I get somewhat of a, yeah, 181, which is kind of odd because that's showing, I kind of wonder if this is a little bit off. But right now it's showing 135, 170. So I don't know if it was from my temperature thermometer, laser thermometer thing, but I couldn't get a good temperature. It jumped between 130 to 190. So the temperature on this is 188. I'm not going to bother with that today. I know I'm losing a lot in the ground, and it's kind of discouraging or depressing on how much I am losing in the ground, because I have a pump in the it's a variable speed pump in the house that shows what the temperature is and stuff, and yeah, it's like today coming back to here, it's like 125 degrees or something I noticed. I mean, I'm sure that goes up and down, but yeah, so I'm losing a lot in the ground, and I know it, and I can't stand it, but I am, and it's part of life. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the temperature drop a little bit. It's up 188 right now, but I'm going to let it drop to say close to where it usually turns back on and starts. And I'm going to throw wood in, but I'm going to check some temperatures inside the box. Obviously, I'm not going to check the fire itself, because that's hot, you know. And then once the reaction chamber kicks into full high gear, you might say, I'm going to check. That'll show the temperature on here, what the reaction chamber temperature is. But then I want to open the chimney up in the back and see what the temperatures are kind of inside, and just see how much that heat exchanger in the back is recovering. And that'll be interesting. So hang with me. Well, it's back up and running. The temperature is down to 175. Usually it takes a while to kind of get going once it starts up again. But so what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to open the door up and just check the walls and stuff like that in there just to see what the temperatures are, and then yeah, then I'll go to the next step. Okay, so I came out kind of early this morning and added some wood to it because it was actually, I looked at the Firestar from inside the house, which is kind of nice, and yeah, I seen that it was needed some wood, so I came out this morning and threw some in, and there's still quite a bit in there, but yeah, I'm just going to check the walls just for curiosity. Okay, the outside wall there is 212, the back wall 263. Yeah, I just went up to 2. I mean, it's going through all these flames, so it's going to be odd, but yeah, 250, let's say. Yeah, the other side wall 220. So yeah, I'm not gonna, I don't know if the ceiling will get a good reading or not. Yeah, 265 on the ceiling. So which is what, 50, 75 above what the water temperature is. So there's going to be some heat exchange there. So now I'll shut the camera off and I'm going to load this up, and oh, it's kicked into the secondary has kicked in, so I might just do that right now. Yeah. So I'm going to show you what when I say the what do you call it, the reaction chamber. I'm going to show you what's going on inside there first. Don't try this at home. But yeah, you get this flame coming out. It's like, to me, it's like a forge. Like the next newer version of this is a 750, and the 760 has a kind of another little, I don't know what you would call it. It's a little thing that makes that flame kind of shoot around and circulates and stuff like that. So it's probably a better deal. But here's what's going on. Right now the reaction chamber temperature is 933 degrees. And I'll check it again once I get set up out back there, and I'll check it again so we have a good honest reading of what's going on there. So what I'm going to do is, let me get this cover off first. I don't know if I should be doing this or not. I've never done this before. I guess there's no flames shooting out. So first I'm going to check and see if I have my thermometer. Yes, I do. But I'm going to check, see what the temperature is on the Firestar. It is at 977. I'm just going to point this around in a few spots. Okay, it's 447 on the edge. Let's see what it is up here. 335 on the, right where the chimney starts going up. Further in, 360, 370. Way in there on the wall. The wall going in is, yeah, well, let's even just say 400. So it's actually, it's getting half of the heat. That heat exchanger is drawing half the heat out of what normally, like say in a normal wood boiler, or a conventional type one, all that heat would just be going out at 1,000 degrees or whatever. It would be just going right out the chimney, where this is recovering most of that. So that's a good thing. So there you have it. There's a few little temperatures to think about. Yeah, I always wondered where all the heat was coming from, and it is kind of nice. I'm not completely wasting it because it's keeping this place warm and kind of pre-warming the wood a little bit. But yeah, if this was sitting outside, it'd be gone. And so it's kind of nice to know that I'm getting something out of it at least. And someday I might insulate this better and maybe pour some cement and insulate the floor. And like I said, someday I want to do maybe I got that extra circuit in this, so I might make a little kiln to warm up the firewood. Or I've thought about even putting some solar panels on the roof here and just using the hot water type solar panels and maybe pre-warm the wood that way or whatever. Anyway, I thought a lot of different things, and but there's a lot of things I could do. But the good part is I'm getting a little bit of heat on that would normally just be lost. It's staying in this little shed here. So so I'm getting something out of it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I kind of found it interesting. I hope you did too. And thanks for watching, and take her easy.